I've had the same stock tank for several years now. I want to show you some tips.
After you're done cutting the lawn, you just climb in, and it's very simple. Easy to maintain, and you feel like you're in a huge pool, just floating around, and it's so relaxing. And we don't have the maintenance of a huge pool. It's a win-win.
Need to brush it a little bit. So this is what it looks like when I take the top off. It's pretty clear. You can see, this is what I do with the hoses. One is pinned down with a cement paver, and the other hose has a mug attached to it. So here we go. That's a teacup. Keeps it under. Point the hoses in opposite directions so one pushes water out and the other one takes it in, and you take advantage of that circular flow. And I've got mint planted next to the pool, which is, I think, an ingenious idea to keep the mosquitoes away. So this flotation, I've had this for 5 years now. I add 1-inch chlorine tablets to it, and it works perfect. No need to add a ton of chlorine to these stock tank pools. It's not a lot of water, but you got to keep it clean. You have to have some kind of filter, otherwise it'll get gross. Here's a look at my stock tank when it's a little bit dirty. It has some dirt on the bottom of it. You can still see the seam, so it's not like it's not clear. It just has some dust and dirt on the bottom. And I noticed with the cheap filter, you're gonna always have that. This filter, it's like $69 or something. The sand filter that I've used before will pick that right out, and you will be good to go. You'll have a perfectly clean stock tank. Now this is not terrible. So yeah, you can use this filter or the sand filter. Here's a look at the cartridge that goes in the inexpensive filter pump, what it looks like after a few weeks. This pump will not get the very fine sand off the bottom of the stock tank. It's really not that big of a deal. That's the trade-off with something like this. And also, you're going to be adding things to a landfill. Of course, you could clean this. You could soak this with some vinegar and reuse this once you clean it. That would reduce, just frivolous waste. But this filter works sufficient for a stock tank. People use it for above ground pools. I do prefer, if I had a choice, my sand filter is not working perfectly right now. It's something minor I need to figure out. So I have this as a backup. I prefer the sand filter because it makes it crystal clear. Like that first clip with my husband. We decided this year to bury the stock tank in the ground. And it's kind of neat because it keeps the water cool. And it looks more built in. However, you're not going to drain the stock tank, take it out of the hole, and turn it upside down for winter very easily. And my teen and my college kid still uses it after all these years. I want to show you the setup for the stock tank pool. In previous years, we did not bury the stock tank. This year, we got a hole. You can actually use a cover that you don't have to drape over the side. It just uses surface tension, and it stays on even in high winds. Go to Homegrown Fun, and on the homepage you'll see the link to the article about the stock tank and how we set it up. And drop whatever questions you have. I'd love to help you out since I've had this pool in so many different spots in my backyard, and I've learned a lot over the years. And as you can imagine, a dip in the stock tank pool in between weeding sessions is amazing. Something you wouldn't maybe do. You wouldn't get in your beautiful pool with your gardening stuff on. I can do that in my stock tank.